entertainer. I notice where I stand, another serenade, another long-haired band. Today I am a champion. I may have won your hearts, but another game, you forget my name, and I won't be here in another year if I don't stay on the charts. Oh, I am the entertainer. Had to pay my price. The things I did not know at first, I learned by doing twice. Still they come to haunt me, still they want their say. So I learned to dance with a hand in my pants and let them rub my neck, and then I and they go their merry way. I am the entertainer, been all around the world, played all kinds of palaces, laid all kinds of girls. Can't remember faces, don't remember names, but what the hell, you know it's just as well. After a while and a million miles, it all becomes the same. I'm the entertainer, come to do my show. Heard my latest record, been on the radio. It took me years to write it. I did the wrong verse there, sorry. I am the entertainer, bring to you my songs. Like to spend a day or two, but I can't stay that long. Can't remember, I know I got to meet expenses, got to stay in line, gotta get those fees to the agencies, and I love to stay, but there's bills to pay, I just don't have the time. I am the entertainer, come to do my show. Heard my latest record, it's been on the radio. It took me years to write it, they were the best years of my life. Beautiful song, but it ran too long. If you're gonna have a hit, you gotta make it fit, so they cut her down to 305. I'm the entertainer, the idol of my age. I make all kinds of money when I go on the stage. You've seen me in the papers, been in the magazines. But if I go cold, I won't get sold. I'll get put in the back on the discount rack like another can of beans. I am the entertainer, and I noticed where I stand. Another serenader from another long-haired band. Today I am your champion, may have won your hearts, and all the game, you forget my name. Won't be here in another year if I don't stay on the charts. Oop, got a little confused on that one. Hey folks, happy Sunday. For anyone who celebrates it, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving weekend. I ate plenty, and I feel it. Let me say hi to some folks here. KJ, how we doing? Well, Bonnie Tyler or you too? All right, got him in the queue here. We'll see what we can do for you. Good to see you. Lee Scott's here. Also some Bonnie Tyler, different one. Heart, Total Eclipse of the Heart, or Bryan Adams, Everything I Do. Both great songs. See what I can come up with for you, Lee. Good to have you with us. Thomas, how we doing, my friend? Thomas George. TG, how we doing? Moritz, Graz, Austria, another one of our regulars. Could you play Now and Then by the Beatles and or The Entertainer by Billy Joel? As long as you don't need me to play either one of them well, you got a deal. All right, good to see you, Mo. Silviu in Romania is here. He says, hope you had a nice Thanksgiving day. I was delighted by a very well done Yellow Submarine. Yeah, we had fun doing that one. I turned Rob loose on some sound effects and just said, you know, do your sound engineer thing, man. And of course he delivered like a Domino's pizza. That guy is so good in the studio. So fun to work with. I'm really blessed. Ruth Hooker, the Unicorn Girl's here. Good to see you, my dear. I have a special surprise for you a little bit later. All right. Arlene. Hi, everybody, and hi, Steve. How are you? Can you please play some Rolling Stones, or if it's not possible, any Bob Dylan? All right, I'll try to get one of each, actually. Thank you. Good to have you with us. And thank you very much. Trying to be festive here. Trying to be festive, KJ. Boyard says, hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Can you play that Georgia Satellite song? All right, well, let me see what I can do on that one. Have to imagine a way to do it piano vocal, but I'm sure there's a way. Lord Farquaad, Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters. Oh my God, one of my all-time favorite songs. Thank you for giving me an excuse to do that one. Hey, Brent, Tiny Dancer. Very good choice there as well. All right. Okay, or something lighthearted and comedic. Well, maybe we'll do more than one of that kind of song today. Okay, let's see here. I don't know that this is directed at me. I think Arlene's having a conversation with someone in the thread, but I just want you to know I'm going to see the Napoleon movie. I can't wait. I love historical biopics like that. Hey, Brett, good to have you with us. Thank you. Dawson Rogers is in the house. How we doing, bud? Mama Elgort is in the house. I had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you did too. Thanks, Vivian. Always a joy to see you in the comments. Take on Me. That's an interesting one. I don't know if I've got the vocal chops for it, but I will probably try it because I'm a lunatic. So no reason not to try something you're not sure about in front of a live audience. Thank you, Charlotte. How you doing? I hope that Christopher was able to come home for Thanksgiving. If not, please send him my love next time you talk to him. And of course, please accept a little love from me directly to you. Hey, Jude. Okay, nice. Don joining us from Saskatoon in Canada. Well, I'm doing well, and I hope everybody else is too. Thanks, Don. Okay. A lot of good requests here. Let me see. I want to check something. All right, I'm going to try this one now before I get singing too much and see if my falsetto holds up. If it doesn't, I will have a Peter Brady moment from the Brady Bunch and go, and then I'll just adjust the way that I sing it. But let's give this a try. By request. Blue jean baby, LA lady, seems just for the band. Pretty eye, pirate smile, you merry music man. Ballerina must have seen her dancing in the sand. Now she's in me, always with me, tiny dancer in my hand, yeah. Jesus freeze out in the street, handing tickets out for gone, turning back, she just laughs. The boulevard is not that bad. Piano man makes a stand in his auditorium, looking on, she sings a song, words she knows, a tune she hung on. How it really feels lying next to you, holding you. You can hear me when I say softly, slowly, move me close to tiny dancer, and count the headlights on the highway. The hell with that. And lay me down in sheets of linen. You had a busy day today, and hold me closer, tiny dancer. Count the headlights on the highway, and lay me down in sheets of linen. You had a busy day today. Blue jean baby and that lady seems just for the man. Pretty eye, pirate smile, you merry music man. Ballerina, oh, you must have seen her. She was dancing in the sand. Now she's in me, always with me, tiny dancer in my hand, yeah. Well, how it feels so real, lying in with no one near and only you. You can hear me, I say softly, slowly, hold me closer, tiny dancer. Count the lights on the highway, and lay me down in sheets of linen. You had a busy day today, All right, thank you. Tell you what. It's been a stinker ever since COVID came out. I seem to be I hate to reinforce this in my head, but I seem to be kind of good at catching COVID. I think I've had every variant. And every time it comes along, I got really sick with it a couple of times. Well, one time in particular. And then it's mostly been sort of a nuisance, but not terrible. But always comes with the need to do a fair amount of coughing. And every time I emerge from that, I've boogered up my vocal cords just enough that it starts to tamper. My falsetto hasn't been the same for about a year and a half. So I'll probably have to do a vocal rest period again here before too long to kind of give it a chance to heal. But more importantly, I'm hoping in the new year I've got sort of a new plan that I'll be working on with my business and such, and I'm hoping that it will help me fund being able to work regularly with a vocal coach, kind of make sure that I'm not singing in a way that's damaging it too, because I really would like to restore that. But in the meantime, thank you for being such a wonderful, supportive group of people to not only accept the adjustments I've had to make as I've dealt with some of those issues, and also to give me a safe space to try using my voice in different ways, and sometimes watching it not work out so well and continuing to come back for the show. I really appreciate that. Okay, I want to do this one for our friend Ruth Hooker. She sent me an email, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of the late October, and she said sometime in November I'd really appreciate it if you'd play this song. It was a special song to her growing up, and still a special song, and it also just kind of feels seasonally correct right now. This is by a gentleman named Michael Martin Murphy, who is a very gentle soul and a lover of nature, and this song to me reflects both of those things, and it's called Wildfire. Comes down from the yellow mountain on a dark flight she rides, a pony she named Wildfire, the whirlwind by her side, on a cold Nebraska night. They say she died one winter when there came a killing frost. A pony she named Wildfire busted down his stall. In a blizzard she was lost. Red calling wildfire, calling wildfire, by the dark of the moon are planted. But there came an early snow. Been a hoot owl howling outside my window now, about 6 nights in a row. She's coming for me, I know. And on Wildfire we're both gonna go. We'll be riding wildfire, riding wildfire, riding wildfire. We're gonna leave the air, riding wildfire, riding wildfire. It's for our friend Ruth. Please thank her in the comments for the lovely request. Okay, this is something that's been a long time coming. I couldn't face it. Every time I tried to sing it, I would get kind of emotional. I couldn't get through it, honestly. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that. I'm a professional. I need to be able to do that. But the thing about the Beatles is for me, it isn't just about how much I love their music. It's also how much my dad loved their music, how much they meant to him as a young man, and what it meant to me to be able to go see Paul McCartney with my dad. My dad isn't a guy who took a lot of time off to go to concerts, especially when I was growing up. He had a retail store, and it's just not that easy to leave. He was the most important salesperson on the floor. He did all the accounting work, and, you know, you live and die by store hours. And and then I worked for him, and I was his sort of assistant manager at that place. So it was very uncommon for both of us to be off at the same time. Not an easy thing for us to pull off logistically. And but when my sister was living in Terre Haute, Indiana, and Paul McCartney was on tour for the first time in a decade in 2002, I had to get tickets. I just had to see Paul McCartney. And I could see Dad made a comment. He was like, "Oh, that's so great that you're going to get a chance to see Paul McCartney. Man, I'd give my left arm to see Paul McCartney." And I never heard him say that before, anything like it. He just always was the guy who could be responsible and deal with day-to-day life and not need frivolous stuff like that. But I saw the sparkle in his eyes. And my mom and I started hatching a plan, and we got all of our part-time people together and figured out a way for us to be gone for a few days together and he flew with me to Indianapolis, and we met up with my sister and spent a few days out in Indiana, and we went to this magnificent show, and it's the most childlike I have ever seen him. It was like he suddenly became, at the time, about 40 years younger. And it was just special. And then to throw in the fact that without the Beatles, Billy Joel and Elton John, that was their key influence that drove them to want to do what they do and to write songs and to be recording artists. And it's just, it's so, the weight of the Beatles catalog and their work and the songwriting of Lennon and McCartney and Harrison to a lesser extent, but still important. It's just, I just don't have the words to describe what that means to me and what it's meant to my life and my work. And so to see them, two of them gone and the other two in their 80s, and to be able to pull this time capsule from the 1970s of a very, very crappy audio recording just on a cassette tape of John piano vocal with this terrible hiss, this buzz on the tape that they just couldn't do anything about when they first looked at it in the 90s, but now that the technology exists to separate John's voice and remove the hiss and remove the piano and to be able to do something special with it and turn it into this record, it's just, every time I tried to play it for the first few weeks, I'd just start crying. But I can get through it now. So it's time for me to play Now and Then, which is the new single by the Beatles and the final single by the Beatles. And thank you, Paul, John, George, and Ringo, for everything that you left behind for the rest of us. It's all because of you. And if I make it through, it's all because of you. And now and then, if we must start again, well, we will know for sure that I will love you now and then. It's all because of you. Okay, there you go, Moritz. All right, let's pick up the pace and do something a little more jovial. Chain in my pocket going jangle-lang-lang. Wanna call you on the telephone, give you a ring. Each time we talk, I get the same old thing. Oh, and no huggy, no kissing until I get a wedding ring. Honey, my baby, don't put no love about no shelf. Said don't give me no lines and keep your hands to yourself. Say, my baby, 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 why you wanna treat me this way? I still your lover, boy, still feel the same way. Then she told me some story about free milk and a cow. Said no huggy, no kissing until I get a wedding vow. My honey, my baby, don't put my love upon no shelf. Said don't give me no lines and keep your hands to yourself. Pretty bad, I was about to give in. Started talking about true love, started talking about sin. Said, baby, I'll live with you for the rest of my life. Said, no huggy, no kissing until you make me your wife. My honey, my baby, don't put my love upon no shelf. Said, don't give me no lines and keep that thing to yourself. Georgia Satellites by request. Okay, let's see here. Let me get rid of some of these requests that I've already filled so that I don't get confused. That one we've done. That one we've done. That was for Voliard, the Beatles, and the Entertainer by Billy Joel that we started by were for Moritz. Tiny Dancer was for Brent. Wildfire was for our friend Ruth, as we said. Let's see. Let's do another rocker. This one's for Arlene. She likes the Rolling Stones. What's not to like? I like the Rolling Stones too. Jen's old barroom queen in Memphis. Had to take her upstairs for a ride. I led that woman down on a bed of roses. Now I just can't seem to drink her off my mind. All right, I'm going to do another request for Arlene here while I'm thinking about it. This is by Bob Dylan. And there's a lot of Bob Dylan songs that I love, but this is my favorite one. I think this song is kind of timeless in a way. I think this song is kind of timeless in a way, but because we're always in a transition. There's always a generation that's starting to age out and another generation that's starting to take the reins. There's always something happening. There's always some kind of a transition. But we definitely are in a weird period of change right now with our demographic shifts and just at least in the United States, but I think it's kind of a global phenomenon. We're all becoming more multicultural and more multi-ethnic societies, and that's causing a lot of confusion, and it's bringing out some good in some people, it's bringing out some bad in some people, but it's definitely, we're in a changing time. The information age is overtaking the industrial age. AI is on its way up. We don't even know what that's going to bring with it. So a lot of people are scared. A lot of people are excited. A lot of people, like, the full range of emotions are on display right now. And that's kind of what this song's about. And it was kind of this way in the late 60s when he wrote it. Gather around people wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown. Accept that it's soon you'll be drenched to the bone. Your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming or you sink like a bone. For the times, they are a-changin'. Come writers and critics, prophesize with your pen. Keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. Don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin. There's no telling what it's naming. For the losing now, will later to win. For the times, they are a-changin'. Come senators and congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall. For he that gets hurt will be he who has stalled. The battle outside now is raging. We'll soon shake your windows and rattle your walls. For the times, they are a-changin'. Come mothers and fathers throughout the land, don't criticize what you cannot understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command, and your old road's rapidly aging. They doubt of the new one if you can't lend your hand. For the times, they are a-changin'. The line it is drawn, the curse it is cast. The slow one now will later be fast. The present now will later be past. The order is rapidly fading. The first one now will later be last. For the times, they are a-changin'. For the times, they are a-changin'. All right, Arlene, there you go. Got some Rolling Stones and some Bob Dylan in there for you. Thank you very much for the requests. Okay. Haven't done this one in a spell. One of my all-time favorites. This is on a record by Elton that came out in 1972 called Honky Chateau. Which was a really important one because you see he put out a wonderful album called Elton John. Well, he put out an album called Empty Sky, which was basically his learning curve album. He didn't really know how to record, he and Bernie were just kind of starting to figure out how to write together, trying to discover their sound, and so it didn't do all that well, but it was an important learning experience and had at least one really, really amazing song on it that would pop up later in his career called Skyline Pigeon. Then he put out this magnificent record called Elton John, and someone heard in the songwriting at Dick James, which was his label, like, boy, there's something about this, like this is a special sound, and they could hear that it needed bigness. And so they did something they don't normally do for such a young artist, and that is that they put a budget up for a big studio orchestra. Not a full symphony, but a good size studio orchestra, maybe 20, 25 pieces. And a guy named Paul Buckmaster started putting these incredible arrangements to his music, and they broke out and they had a hit with a song called Your Song. Right? And they also had Border Song was on there. And they kind of stuck with that formula for 3 records. Elton John. Then they came out with an album called Tumbleweed Connection, which is full of great music, but none of them were hits. Did okay, sold okay, the album sold okay, but it didn't have a hit single driving sales and kind of keeping him relevant to the broader public. And then they did a soundtrack for a movie called Friends that really kind of bombed at the box office, but it had the same formula, big, studio orchestra, same kind of sound, and just didn't, but because the movie didn't go anywhere, the music didn't go anywhere either, even though it had some cool songs. And then they tried that formula one more time with a beautiful album called Madman Across the Water, which had Tiny Dancer and Leave On and some other things, but again, nothing hit. So now they've had 4 pretty expensive albums because it's not inexpensive to finance a studio orchestra. That's 20, 25 musicians and arranger and all kinds of stuff. And so they were a little nervous, and it was like, we better have a hit or else we might get dropped from the label. And they decided to do a more organic rock singer-songwriter album, a little more stripped down in sound. And he brought his band that he'd been touring with into the studio with him and said, don't want to use studio musicians, I want to use my guys. I want to get this sound that we're creating on stage together. And they featured for the first time, in addition to his brilliant drummer, Nigel Olsson, and the late, great Dee Murray, who's still probably my favorite bass player of all time. Between him and Paul McCartney, it's a coin flip. They started to feature on this record the guy who's been with him consistently without fail ever since 1972, Davy Johnston, on guitar. And he became the band leader, musical director. And anyway, this album produced 2 hit singles, and it really kind of solidified his career. And then they were off to the races. And then they would bring strings in sometimes. So sometimes his music would feature orchestras, and other times it didn't. But they had the Elton John sound, and it was on this album. And one of the album cuts, one of the deep cuts off of it, is just the most beautiful little piece of music about New York City that Bernie put to words. And Elton found what I think is maybe the most perfect blend of melody to Bernie's lyrics in their entire catalog for me. And it's called Mona Lisas and Mad Hatters. So thanks for letting me tell that story, but I love the history of Elton John and his band. And now I know Spanish Harlem are not just pretty words to see. I thought I knew, but now I know that rose trees never grow in New York City. Until you've seen this trash can dream come true, stand at the edge while people run you through. I thank the Lord that there's people out there like you. I thank the Lord there's people out there like you. While Mona Lisas and Mad Hatters, sons of bankers, sons of lawyers, turn around and say good morning to the night. For unless they see the sky, but they can't, and that is why. And no, not if it's dark outside or the light. This Broadway's got a lot of songs to sing. If I knew the tune, I might join in. Go my way alone, I grow my own seed shall be sown in New York City. Subway's nowhere for a good man to go down. Rich man can ride, and the hobo he can drown. I thank the Lord for the people I have found. Thank the Lord for the people I have found. While Mona Lisas and Mad Hatters, sons of bankers, sons of lawyers, turn around and say good morning to the night. For unless they see the sky, but they can't, and that is why. They know not if it's dark outside or the light. And now I know a Spanish Harlem are not just pretty words to say. I thought I knew, but now I know that rose trees never grow in New York City. Subway's nowhere for a good man to go down. A rich man can ride, and the hobo he can drown. I thank the Lord for the people I have found. Oh, thank the Lord for the people I have found. While Mona Lisas and Mad Hatters, sons of bankers, sons of lawyers, turn around and say good morning to the night. For unless they see the sky, but they can't, and that is why. They know not if it's dark outside or the light. No, not if it's dark outside or the light. Thank you very, very much for that request. That's for Lord Farquaad right there. All right. Oh, lots and lots of comments have come in. Let me just check back in, say hi to some folks, see what's happening. Oh, good, Levi. I hope that you got here in time to hear me actually do it, but I'm sure that we'll play it again at future streams here for a while. It's on everybody's minds right now. Welcome, sir. It's good to have you with us, by the way. Noah, good to have you with us. Very talented young man in his own right. I'm doing great. My Thanksgiving was fantastic, full of food, as usual. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Rick, thank you very much. Good to have you with us. Thank you very much, Thomas. I appreciate that. Rob Castelli is here. How you doing, sir? He says, hey, Steve, please play that old favorite of mine. I'm the toast of the town down in old Kentucky, but up here I'm just a crow. I'm sad to say I don't know that one, Rob. But now I'm going to have to look it up out of morbid curiosity, so I'll definitely mark it down here. Sorry, I can't help you with that one tonight. Good to see you, man. Manuel from Spain. Buenas noches, mi amigo. Muchas gracias for joining us. Good to have you. Betty Ann Burgess, how are you guys? I love you guys. So good to see you. So good to see you, always. Lars Matheson is here. How you doing? He says, Steve, my man, hope you're well. Can you play Days Like This by Van Morrison? You know, that's one I don't like. I mean, I've heard it, Lord knows, but I'm not like, it's not in my head enough to fake my way through it. I know Brown Eyed Girl by Van Morrison, and I know Have I Told You Lately That I Love You by Van Morrison. And I don't know if you've got a proclivity for Van Morrison or just that particular song. So maybe let me know if you have another request that I could honor for you. And if I don't see it down in the comment feed, then maybe I'll just play one of the other Van Morrison songs that I know. Thank you, Lars. It's good to see you. Sorry I'm not able to be specific on that particular song today. Thanks, Ruth. I appreciate it. And thank you for the beautiful request. Hey, Robin. Yes, please. It's a beautiful song. I love that. And Michael Martin Murphy has a gorgeous voice, and he's just a wonderful songwriter. Chris Herb says, sorry for joining late. Christmas decor looks great. How about Amazed by Lone Star? That's a good one. Thanks, Chris. I'll try and get that one in before the end of the set tonight. Thanks, Mo. Bat Aiden's here. Says he'd like to hear Zanzibar by Billy Joel. All right, let me put that in the queue. Thanks, Charlotte. You know I love you. You're way too nice. Robert Turkington says, "Can you please do whose bed have your boots been under by Shania Twain?" I don't know if I remember how it goes well enough to do it tonight or not, but I might try a verse. So thanks, Robert. If I can't get the whole song in, my apologies, but I appreciate the request. It's an interesting one, off the beaten path, which is kind of fun for me. Rafan, thank you. Arfan Queen. I appreciate that. Marco from Brazil, or excuse me, Marcio. Thank you, Marcio Silva. Well, obrigado, thank you for being here. Tim Mowell. Lord, this guy and I went to elementary school a gazillion years ago together, back in the late 80s. Good to see you, my friend. Please pass my well wishes along to Wendell and Linda. Thank you. Good to see you, man. Nadia, thank you for being here. Hello. All right, Moritz, thank you. Always the responsible young man getting to bed at a good time, and I understand. All right. Hey, Eric Clapton, my old buddy Tim Mel. Yeah, absolutely, man. We'll get that one. Good to have you with us. Let's see here. I know I requested this last time, but can you please play She's Always a Woman? Again, I really enjoy your cover. I'm currently learning it on piano via your piano tutorial, and I've made great progress. All right, Romanko, if I have time, I will get to it for sure. Thank you very much. It's one of my favorite ones in the whole wide world. All right. Thank you, Nadia. Okay. I think I'm caught up. Let's get on to some requests here. First, I'm going to do this one for my old buddy Tim Mowell. The Ogallala Gang, Ogallala, Nebraska. I should know the words to this, but I'm going to bring them up on my computer screen anyway, because every time I think I know the words to a song and I act with hubris and I don't bring the lyrics up, I get made a bit of a fool of in the middle of the performance. All right, here we go. This is Wonderful Tonight by Eric Clapton. Late in the evening, she's wondering what clothes to wear. She puts on her makeup brushes her long blonde hair. And then she asks me, do I look alright? And I say yes, you look wonderful tonight. We go to a party and everyone turns to see that beautiful lady who's walking around with me. And then she asks me, do you feel alright? And I say, yeah, I feel wonderful tonight. I feel wonderful because I see the love light in your eyes. And the wonder of it all is that you just don't realize how much I love you. It's time to go home now, and I've got an aching head. So I give her the car keys, she helps me to bed. And then I tell her, as I turn out the light, oh my darling, you were wonderful tonight. Whoa, 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 my darling, you were wonderful tonight. Thanks, Tim. Good to see you, man. Probably a good time for my shameless pimping of the fact that my digital tip jars are down there in the description for anyone who's enjoying the show and feels so inclined to toss a few bucks here and there. It doesn't matter if it's $1 or $10 or whatever, but for all of you who do that, thank you very much. It does help fuel new content, keep the lights on, all that good stuff. Cash flow, if you will. And it doesn't matter. If you haven't done that, that's no problem either, because the greatest gift any of you give me is your presence here and an excuse to do what I love to do. Okay. We're going to do something kind of fun here. We're going to go back to the 1980s and try a little Bonnie Tyler here. This is off the Footloose soundtrack, which was a big freaking deal to me. I loved the Footloose soundtrack. I listened to it back to front many times. And one of my favorite scenes in that movie was the chicken match on the tractors. And they played this song in the background. And this one, where have all the good, I need a hero. I got to find the right key here. Okay, somewhere between those two, the truth lies. Let me see. That's probably a pretty good key, but I don't want to actually play it there. Way too many black keys. Let's see. There we go. Modern technology. This is why you never play an acoustic piano. Because if you play an acoustic piano, you actually have to play it in the key that you're singing it in, and a lot of times that involves way too many sharps and flats. Okay, anyway. So this was playing during the chicken match between the two guys on the tractor, one of them being Kevin Bacon. It was written and produced by Jim Steinman, who was famous for being Meatloaf's dude. They did Bat Out of Hell together, and then he did some other really awesome music with different people, Bonnie Tyler. He did Making Love Out of Nothing at All with Air Supply, and he got a very distinct sound. And this is one of the things that he did with Bonnie Tyler. It's called Holding Out for a Hero. And let's see, never tried this before at a show, but why not? Let's give it a try for the first time in front of a live audience. What could possibly go wrong?
Gotta be sure, gotta be soon, and he's gotta
He's gotta be strong, gotta be fast, gotta be fresh from the fight. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero to the morning light. He's gotta be sure and he's gotta be soon. He's gotta be larger than life. I need a hero. Holding out for a hero to the end of the night. He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast. He's gotta be fresh from the fight. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero to the morning light. He's gotta be sure, gotta be soon. He's gotta be fresh from the fight. I need a hero. Okay, time to end that one before it becomes a train wreck. Thank you. Cool song. Good memories. That goes out to KJ Money. Lee Scott wants to hear another Bonnie Tyler song called Total Eclipse of the Heart, which was also written by Jim Steinman. The problem that I have with that particular song is that I don't ever, like, I always get lost and I forget to sing Bonnie Tyler's lyrics and I start singing the Dan Band lyrics from Old School, which have about 3 or 4 F-bombs in them. So I always worry about doing that one publicly. Turn around, every now and then I get a little bit nervous that you never come around. I'm going to do a little bit of it, but let me get the lyrics in front of me to see if there's a chance that I won't just fall into the Dan Band nonsense. But we'll do his other request for sure. But I do love this song. Let me see. I think this is a good key for me. We're going to find out in a hurry, aren't we? Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming round. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of listening to the sound of my tears. Every now and then I get a little bit nervous that the best of all my years have gone by. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified and then I see the look in your eyes. Every now and then I fall apart, right eyes. Every now and then I fall apart, and I need you now tonight. I need you more than ever. If you only hold me tight, we'll be holding on forever. We'll only be making it right. We'll never be wrong. Together we can make it to the end of the line. Love is like a shadow on me all the time. I really need it tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. Forever's gonna start. Once upon a time I was falling in love. Now I'm only falling apart. There's nothing I can say. Total eclipse of the heart. Once upon a time there was light in my life. Now there's only love in the dark. There's nothing I can say. Total eclipse of the heart. Total eclipse of the heart. That's all the farther I'm prepared to go on that one today. Get out while the getting's good. Okay. However, as a backup, our good friend, our good friend Lee Scott asked for that song, but he also asked, in lieu of that, could you play Everything I Do It For You by Bryan Adams, which also was featured on a soundtrack, and it was a huge hit. 1990? I think it was 90. If it wasn't 90, it was either late 1990 or early 1991. Kevin Costner was hotter than a firecracker in July in Hollywood at the time. And he had just done the Field of Dreams, and then Dances with Wolves was this huge thing, and then JFK was a big phenomenon, and then Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. And this was the major hit off of that soundtrack by Bryan Adams. And this is the first time I knew who Bryan Adams was by name, but it certainly wasn't his first hit. He's one of those guys, if you go to his show, like by the end of the show, you're going, shit, I always loved that song, but I didn't know that the same guy did that one who did that one and that one and that one and that one. Like, you're amazed by all of the songs that you love that pop up in that set list. This is certainly one of the bigger hits of his career. Okay, let's see if you recognize it.
Look into my eyes, and you will see what you mean to me. Search your heart, search your soul, and when you find me there, you'll search no more. Don't tell me it's not worth trying for. You can't tell me it's not worth dying for. You know it's true. Everything I do it for you. Look into your heart, and you will find there's nothing left to hide. Take me as I am, take my life. I would give it all, I would sacrifice. Don't tell me it's not worth fighting for. I can't help it, there's nothing I won't know. You know it's true. Everything I do it for you. Oh yeah. There's no love like your love, and no other could give more love. There's nowhere unless you're there all the time, all the way, yeah. Oops. There we go.
There's nothing I want more. Yeah, I would fight for you, I'd lie for you, walk the wire for you. Yeah, I'd die for you. You know it's true, everything I do. Oh, I do it for you. Oh, everything I do, yeah. I do it for you. Oh, I do it for you. Search your heart and soul. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. All right, big thanks to Lee on that one. Great request. Okay, Lone Star, Amazed, good tune. This was one of the biggest crossover hits in the history of the music industry. It's obviously a huge, huge number one on the country charts. But it's also, I believe it hit number one on the pop charts as well, just the Billboard Hot 100. I've always been pretty fond of it. At their peak, I thought this was a pretty darn good band. It's called Lone Star. The song is called Amazed. Every time our eyes meet, this feeling inside me is almost more than I can take. Baby, when you touch me, I can feel how much you love me. It just blows me away. I've never been this close to anyone or anything. I can hear your thoughts, I can see your dreams. I don't know how you do what you do. So in love with you just keeps getting better. time. Wanna spend the whole night in your eyes. I don't know how you do what you do. I'm so in love with you. Just keeps getting better. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you by my side forever and ever. Every little thing that you do, baby, I'm amazed by you. Every little thing that you do, I'm so in love with you. Just keeps getting better. Yeah, wanna spend the rest of my life with you by my side forever and ever. Every little thing that you do, oh yeah. Every little thing that you do, baby, I'm amazed by you. All right, thank you for that. I love that song. This is for our friend Bat Ayton. It's for our Billy Joel fans out there. It's another one that I should know all the words to, but just to make absolutely sure that I don't shit the bed, if you will, better put the lyrics in front of me. Okay, I will try to remember how to play the piano part on this. This is a great one off of the 52nd Street album from late 1978. Got kind of a jazzy feel. Here we go. Alley dances and the audience applauds. Though he's bathed in sweat, hasn't lost his style. Alley, don't you go downtown. You gave away another round the breeze. Whoa, me, I'm just another face at Zanzibar. But the waitress always served the secret smile. Whoa, she's waiting out in Shanty Town. She's gonna pull the curtains down for me. For me, I got the old man's car. I got a jazz guitar. I got a tab at Zanzibar. Tonight is where I'll be. I'll be. Rosie knows he'll never reach the Hall of Fame, but the Yankees grab the headlines every time. Melodrama's so much fun, black and white for everyone to see. Whoa, me, I'm trying just to get the second base, and I'd steal it if she only gave the sign. No, she's gonna give a go-ahead. The
little iffy.
Tell the waitress I'll be back at Zanzibar.
I think, okay.
I'll be hiding in the darkness with my beer. Whoa, she's waiting out in shanty town. She's gonna pull her panties down for me. For me. I got the old man's car. I got a jazz guitar. I got a tab at Zanzibar. Tonight is where I'll be. I'll be.
Oh, fun request. Thank you. Thanks, Bat. Not the cleanest I've ever done it, but good enough for a government paycheck today. Here's another Billy Joel for our Billy Joel fans. This is a point of privilege for me just because I love the song so much.
She can kill with a smile and she can wound with her eyes. She can ruin your faith with her casual lines. And she only reveals what she wants you to see. She hides like a child, but she's always a woman to me. She can lead you to love, she can take you or leave you. She can ask for the truth, but she'll never believe you. She'll take what you'll give her as long as it's free. She steals like a thief, but she's always a woman to me. Oh, she takes care of herself. She can't wait if she changes her mind. She will promise you more than the Garden of Eden. But she'll carelessly cut you and laugh while you're bleeding. She'll take what you give her as long as it's free. Blame it all on yourself, 'cause she's always a woman to me. Oh, she takes care of herself. She can wait if she wants. She's ahead of her time. Oh, she never gives out. She never gives in. She just changes her mind. She's frequently kind, then she's suddenly cruel. She can do as she pleases, she's nobody's fool. She can't be convicted, she's earned her degree. The most she will do is throw shadows at you. She's always a woman to me. Okay. Well, next week I'm not going to be able to be here, which makes me sad. I hate to miss any gigs. I hate to miss any opportunity to play during the holiday season. I don't know whether I'm going to add in Wednesday shows this year like I've done the last couple of years or not yet. I just got to see how my schedule can accommodate that. But, you know, there's like this very narrow window every year where you can play holiday music, and the rest of the year it's just kind of, you know, not really in fashion. So I like to take advantage of it while I can. So I'm going to close out today. We're getting here toward the end. And again, next week there will be no show on Sunday. I have to make a road trip, and so for now, for sure, the next one will be a week from next Sunday. Although it's possible that I might do a Wednesday show, because then I've got something happening a couple weekends in as well. So anyway, we'll talk more about that at future gigs. But I want to make sure I give myself a chance to play some Christmas music for you guys, so and some holiday tunes. So this is one that's been floating around in my brain, getting back to the 80s, get a little jam going on. This is some Wham for you. Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next day, you gave it away. And this year, save me from tears. I'll give it to someone special. Oh, last Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Oh, once bitten and twice shy. I keep my distance, but you still catch my eye. Tell me, baby, you recognize me. It's been a year, does it surprise me? I wrapped it up and sent it with a note saying I love you and I meant it. Now I know what a fool I've been. If you kiss me now, I know you'd fool me again. special. Whoa, last Christmas gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. And this year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Crowded room, friends with tired eyes, hiding from you and your soul of ice. My God, I thought you were someone to rely on, but I was just a shoulder to cry on. Face on the lover with a fire in his heart, man undercover, but you tore me apart. Now I found a real love, you'll never fool me again. Last Christmas gave you my heart, the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Oh, last Christmas gave you my heart, very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, give it to someone special. Oh. Well, thank you for joining me today on this first Sunday after Thanksgiving. It's been a pleasure. It's always the highlight of my week. I love playing for you guys. Great set of requests today. I apologize to all of you that I did not get to your request. I do my best, but there's usually more than I can get to in a single day. Thank you for your participation. It means the world to me that so many people from around the world will tune in to watch this live. Not even counting the hundreds and thousands that get to it after the fact. You're making this little Midwestern boy from Ogallala, Nebraska's dreams come true, folks. So as we get into this holiday season, remind everybody of a few things that I try to always remind everybody at shows. First, if you're a musician, if you're not having fun when you're making music, you're doing it wrong, all right? And to everybody, regardless of whether you're a musician or not, just remember,
Give as much love as you can to as many people as you can, as often as you can. That's what makes for a good life. None of us knows when we run out of time on this go-round, or what comes next, really. So let's make this one count, all right? Leave it all on the field. Have no regrets. And you guys all know that I love you. Let's do one more chorus and get out of here. Last Christmas I gave you my heart. The very next day I gave it away. This year, save me from tears. Give it to someone special. Last Christmas I gave you my heart. The very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it out to all my fans who watch me on Sundays. 'Cause they're special. Love you guys, and I will see you a week from next Sunday. And be watching my channel in case I jump on to do an unscheduled one in advance of that, okay? Take care, and thanks for tuning in. Hope everyone had a great, great Thanksgiving weekend. I'm out of here. I'll see you on the next